Do you think that you can catch Tesla by 2025?
Absolutely, Phil.
Competitors like Tesla. It's time for Ford to focus and to catch up and pass them.
By mid-decade, we will be selling more EVs in this country than anyone else.
Obviously aiming for number one.
We're going to be number one mid-decade in EVs in the U.S.
This is the story of two CEOs who have advocated corporate anorexia, using taxpayer money to sell poorly made electric vehicles to the public for the price of a Tesla model.
I think that'll put us solidly in number two.
Tremendous opportunity to grow. So whether, is it here, if it's here and here, is it here, it's way up there in my mind.
We think we'll be number two for some time to come in the U.S.
The true cost of electric cars to the average American taxpayer has been laid bare by the Texas Public Policy Foundation. A stunning $48,000 per car over a 10-year period. The paper highlights the complexity and lack of transparency, making it difficult for the public to comprehend the true costs of electric vehicles. Without boring the pants off you, here's a simple breakdown of the true cost. Regulatory credits, particularly those associated with CAFE and GHG emissions standards, indirectly raise the prices of gasoline and diesel vehicles. Here is Jim Farley talking proudly about it.
Because internal combustion engines require more and more emissions. You got to go to aluminum body panels. You have to have a lot more emission control devices on the vehicle. And those all cost money. So ICE vehicles are getting more expensive and EVs are coming down in price. That's why we think we'll cross around 26.
Think of it this way. Since you are not buying electric, they are making you pay extra for developing fuel-efficient engines and hybrid technologies. Utility ratepayers and taxpayers are paying an average of $11,833 in socialized infrastructure costs per electric vehicle over 10 years. Infrastructure such as home and public charging stations. Direct subsidies for electric vehicles cost American taxpayers around $8,984 per car. This is the money given back to electric car buyers. During the first quarter of 2023, Ford reported a $722 million loss in its electric business, selling 10,866 electric cars, equating to a loss of $66,446 for each unit. To put it in perspective, Ford lost a brand new Mercedes-Benz E-Class sedan with every electric car sold. But then things got better. Nah, just kidding. In the second quarter of 2023, Ford lost $72,762 per electric vehicle produced. If you have access to the GM numbers, please share them in the comments section. If you don't, consider subscribing instead.
When our engineers say that for heavy-duty usage like real towing and high payload, EVs are not the right solution, this is coming from a company who's leading the volume of this move for commercial vehicles going electric. Look, we make a lot of big SUVs and pickup trucks. Those customers will go electric a lot later. I think the internal combustion engine actually is going to grow at Ford for the next couple of years. In fact, all three areas of our business are going to grow. That's very different than a lot of the companies that are student body left. Let's go to EVs.
What's going on?
We're seeing a really difference in the customer. The early adopters are gone in EV. Now we're moving into mainstream customers, and they're just not willing to pay the same premium that the early adopters did.
The CEO indicated as much when announcing the end of their affordable EV partnership with GM, saying, quote, "After studying this for a year, we decided that this would be difficult as a business. So at the moment, we are ending development of an affordable EV."
You've spent a lot of time with this new administration. Mm-hmm. And interestingly enough, they've had a number of meetings around EVs. And somewhat surprisingly, at least to some, Tesla has not been invited to those meetings. Do you know why that is?
I have no idea. I'm not in charge of the guest list.
But do you sit there and say this is a little strange, given the role that they played?
Andrew, I don't.
You don't? You really don't?
I don't give that a lot of thought.